Hey folks, it's Dom with Florida Deere. I'm going to do a video with my not so new Rural King Kutter 4-foot tiller. I know a lot of people talk about different sizes for tillers that you can get away with and stuff, and with these particular tractors I'm sure that you can get away with a 54-inch or a 5-footer or something like that. I went with the 4-foot just because, well, it was cheaper. And if you've watched my other videos, you know I'm a little cost sensitive. They're easier to store, and unless I have a ton of stuff to till, which I generally never do, it just robs me of my seat time. So I really don't see a use in getting a larger tiller. This easily covers the tracks of the tractor. And anyway, I'll show you what we're getting in today. And I actually tilled across there and then just around here. And you might have noticed that. That's a giant rock, or at least for Florida, that's a giant rock. And I thought I might have hit a stump. As you can see, there's a fair number of trees around here, and there are actually a few more trees that I've taken out. Did some stump grinding, but I don't go way deep with the stump grinding, so we may hit some roots here. I'm looking to try to avoid them. I'm basically just going to till the top layer. Okay, so it's not a real deep till for a nice, great vegetable garden. It's just to lay down some grass seed before I actually get the chickens. And that's what this area is too. You see the flags there and the chain link fence that I'm putting in over there, and then you can see the very back part of that actually has the fabric on it. It's my first time with chain link fence, so it's kind of a learning curve there. But anyway, this will just be a quick video on the tilling using this tractor and that new tiller that I got probably like 8 months ago, and I've used it to till a number of times already. Hopefully we won't hit any more giant rocks like that, and I'll spread that stuff around and then get going on the tilling. And so I figured this was as good a time as any to warn you that back dragging leaves with your bucket is probably not the best way to spread leaves around. I probably should have just gotten a rake out and just kind of spread them out that way. It works probably just as effectively. It's not as heavy as dirt, so that's part of the reason why I use the tractor when it comes to dirt or stone. And really they just kind of clumped up on me and didn't really spread out that well, but I think the tiller will spread them out a little bit, kind of till them into the ground. And this is, like I said, my first shot with chickens, so I realized that probably spreading some of this dirt, and then planting some grass seed and having the grass grow, probably the chickens will kind of traipse through that once they get big enough. But that'll be probably a couple months from now until we get them for another month or two, and then they grow for another month or so, or 6 weeks or whatever, and then they finally get out there. So that's my thinking anyways. And I want to have a little sort of greenish area for them to kind of chill out in. So anyway, and then here you can kind of see I'm going through and kind of going slowly, and it's a little bumpy here, but it's seeming to go right through it. It's not as rooty as I thought, or at least the tiller's kind of going through the roots more than I thought it might. And for some reason I went way far down that strip instead of just going a little bit area where I'm going to do the grass seed planting. So, and then this tree right here, this maple tree that I backed up to, I really intend to move that, and I still might. I just haven't yet, so I don't know. Maybe I'll get around to that, maybe I won't. I think here you can see poor Maverick is about as as a people dog as you could get. He just wants to be around his people. If they're outside, he wants to be outside. If they're inside, he wants to be inside. And so he enjoys wherever we are. And this right here, I realize I'm missing part of the little plastic tube on the PTO shaft. That is the aft part of that. And as you can see, I wasn't going super deep there. And the bouncing around is the hitting of some roots here and there. But it went pretty good. And I realized I have to reattach that chain to the plastic piece. So I get all that. And then here's where you know, the constrained area comes into play. And that is the drawback. I probably should have just dropped the bucket altogether and just tilled with it off. That probably would have been helpful. I probably need to learn to do that. But for whatever reason I didn't here. So I do have the bucket out of the way so I can kind of see where I'm going, but I did not see the tree there. So and I have tilled some open fields before, and that is definitely nicer than tilling in a small section like this. I will also point out that these tillers come with a slip clutch, so that's obviously a good advantage. They come with adjustable shoes. It is American made, so it has kind of a lot of benefits that I thought. And I just ended up having to buy one because I really couldn't find a used one that was reasonable, so I just broke down and bought a new one. Either the new ones were just really, or the used ones were really expensive, or they were just really beat up, or both actually. Some were quite expensive and also very beat up. So we'll see as I'm trying to go around obstacles here. That's always fun with the tiller, or if anything that you're operating off the back of the tractor. So anyways, again, I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button. And thanks for watching. Okay, so in case you're wondering why I went with the Rural King Kutter tillers, it seemed to be a little bit cheaper than the King Kutters that they had available. I think the King Kutters were around $1,700, $1,800, something like that. And the Rural King version of the same, I believe, was, I think it was $1,599, and then with tax it was about $1,700. I did have to go to a Rural King that was not quite local, about an hour away, to pick it up. And they're red instead of orange, so it's really the John Deere's old rival being with an IH, I guess, versus the new rival being Kubota colored. So I don't know. I guess maybe the rivalry isn't there as much with the red tractors as it is with the orange ones. So obviously, going with the red one was the wise choice. Just kidding, Kubota guys. I like you guys too. But in all seriousness, it's worked pretty good. I did till a ball field once. It took me about an hour to do it, and that was 0.43 acres. But most of the tilling jobs have been over in just a matter of minutes. You know, maybe as much as a half an hour, 45 minutes. It goes pretty quick. The one drawback to an area like this is there's so many trees not only are you dealing with the roots, but you're just dealing with maneuverability when you have the loader bucket on, and I probably could have slipped the loader bucket off. I will say that these tillers are rated at, I believe it's 489 pounds, so they're pretty hefty. And I did get some slop because I overfilled that. They ship it with some either much heavier gear lube, and it looks weird. It's almost like textured stuff. So anyways, I just forced it out until my 80W90 came out, and got some on there, and I just haven't cleaned it up. And then I got to do the same thing over here. This is a separate contained area for the another, you know, certain amount of gear lube that basically fills from here down. And this is gear driven. I think basically it'd be hard to find chain driven tillers these days, it seems. So it's a gear driven like basically all the other ones. Well, I hope you liked the video. If you did, you found it helpful, hit the like button for me. And if you wanted to check out more videos about the John Deere 1023E and what I'm able to do with it, and some of my older John Deere garden tractors and my Ford garden tractor, you can hit the subscribe button that's coming up here on the corner of your screen as well. And then there's some other videos that you can watch that are being tagged here as well. Again, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.